The reality of Cleopatra. She had only one dream. That I would become the queen of the world, and the whole world would be under her. Under this strategy, she adopted an interesting method to gain access to Julius Caesar, the famous universal ruler of the great Greek Empire. She wrapped herself in a beautiful carpet. When the carpet was presented to the ruler of Rome, then the beauty of the woman who emerged from it dazzled the eyes of Julius Caesar. He began to think that a woman could be so beautiful. Julius Caesar's friend Vice-General Antony was caught in his silk net. Vice-General Antony killed Julius Caesar. People still remember this woman as the most beautiful woman in the world. Her beauty has been honored for centuries. Statues, posters and films are being made to show appreciation. Even a person like Shakespeare was very impressed by this. Some people call him a sex fanatic, some call him extremely cunning and unfaithful. It would be meaningless to call Cleopatra, the famous pharaoh queen of ancient history, as the mysterious queen of Egypt. She was a history-making woman. In 48 BC, she fell in love with Julius Caesar, 30 years her senior, and became the mother of his child. I don't know why she started flirting with Mark Antony, but this relationship did not end well. Most of the historians say that she was a dissolute woman, yet this unfaithful one really fell in love with Antony. I don't know why when Antony was defeated in the war, she conveyed this information to Antony through one of her servants. That Cleopatra had suffered his defeat and died of poison. Antony, who was in love with her, believed this rumor to be true and committed suicide by stabbing his stomach with a sword. Antony's death had a profound effect on her life. He wrapped his body around her, caught her mouth and placed it on her wrist. Suddenly the poisonous dragon bit her. She fell on the ground, frothing at the mouth. She started muttering, Antony also wanted the same thing. I am coming to you. This is the story of life. This is the story of the woman who wanted to be the queen of the world. The page was deleted from the entity. Nature blessed her with charming beauty and magical personality. But unfortunately, while receiving the prize of this beauty, she climbed the auction platform herself and became an unforgettable story of love and infidelity and was forever immortalized in history. According to historians, she was a mysterious and charming woman equipped with magical weapons of beauty and intelligence. History tells us that the 14th pharaoh of the Egyptian Ptolemaic dynasty, the 14th pharaoh of the Ptolemaic dynasty, ascended the throne. The sister married Cleopatra. A few years later, after her death, the 11-year-old younger brother Ptolemy took over the throne, so he also married Cleopatra according to family traditions. At that time, Cleopatra was 18 years old, and her husband was a 13-year-old minor, who still had no knowledge of the secrets of life. At the age of 11, Cleopatra, who became a sex toy in the hands of a rich man like her elder brother, became a volcano of passion for Cleopatra. An 11-year-old minor husband became the cause of setting fire to her natural desire. Her thirst, the unqualified companionship of an underage husband, turns Cleopatra into a sex cat searching for the perfect man for sexual satisfaction, never turning back until she embraces her own death. Didn't see it. During the reign of King Ptolemy at a young age, there was chaos and his grip on state affairs was very weak. That is why, with the help of his court nobles, he forcibly exiled his wife Cleopatra from Egypt, on which Cleopatra was forced to seek refuge in Syria. Accordingly, she began to call herself a goddess. It is said that the first victim of the battle of love of Cleopatra was the famous ruler of Rome, Julius Caesar, who came to Egypt to mediate with her husband. But he stayed in Egypt for 2 years and became the father of Cleopatra, illegitimate child without marriage. After defeating his greatest rival, General Pompey, Julius Caesar assumed the throne of Rome, so Cleopatra settled in Rome for his proximity and other mysterious ambitions, and thus Egypt remained practically a province of the Roman Empire. When Julius Caesar was assassinated by his disloyal friend Brutus and the Roman centurions, Cleopatra became the mother of his 3 children by forming a relationship with Antony, his outspoken son and vice-general. Mark Antony was also the brother-in-law of King Augustus, so this relationship between Cleopatra and Antony led to a series of wars between the two. This was the third and last marriage of Cleopatra, wandering from Egypt to Rome for sexual lust. When Antony was defeated by General Octavian, Cleopatra fled the battlefield and hid in a secret hideout. During this time, she tried hard to form a romantic relationship with Octavian, the victorious general who had defeated Antony, but failed. After this new longing and lust, he played the game of infidelity with Antony, which resulted not only in Antony's but also in his tragic death. According to history, he conveyed the rumor to Antony through one of his maidservants that Cleopatra had committed suicide because of his defeat. Antony, in love, believed this rumor to be true and committed suicide by stabbing his chest with a sword. And then, upon hearing the news of Antony's suicide, Cleopatra, burning with remorse, devoured herself with a poisonous Egyptian cobra and became forever a symbol of infidelity in history. According to some historians, clever Cleopatra had access to Julius Caesar's life not just for sex, but for the expansion of power, to destroy the Roman Empire and take over Rome. But according to some commentators, the murder of Julius Caesar at the hands of his own trusted friend Brutus was also motivated by the same Philistine mind. According to some commentators, she may have conspired to have Antony killed on the same general's Emma in order to gain access to Octavian, the general who had defeated her husband Antony. However, it can be said that Cleopatra was the owner of a strange personality. He destroyed the 2 great empires of the world. Undoubtedly, such characters are born after centuries. Cleopatra died on 12 August 2030 BC. He was buried in Alexandria. Thousands of tourists visit him every year. When they go to see the last memorial of the Queen, the stories of past start playing like a movie in front of their eyes.